Hey people, I posted this very educational movie yesterday, Alpha Omega, and I learned some things. And I told you in it that this word EBRU, this is the closest word to Hebrew in the entire Bible. And they say it means astrologers. You know, this is the heavens here. That they got a mistake here, but this is, and it means the ever was in, or the ever is in. And it's the astrologers. And so this is a short chapter. It's just 15 lines, Isaiah 47. And I thought I should look more into it, so I read the whole chapter. And now it's got me thinking that we need to start a class action lawsuit with the Vatican, with the Queen of England, with the State of Israel, and probably all governments. And I've found rock solid evidence that they're all in cahoots to make us dumb. Big dummies. We a bunch of big dummies. We think we're the smartest there ever was, but we're dumb. I don't know anybody in the world that can read ancient Hebrew. Everything I show you is things I've taught myself. There is nowhere to learn this. But this is the word dummy. This is where the word dumb comes from. D-U-M-M. And we know when a consonant doubles up, I learned it from reading the Egyptian, that's a me, D-U-M-Y, a dummy. You know, sit in silence, a Chevy dummy. You know, and that means I'm with stupid. You know, Chevy is on your side, your pistol on your hip, your knife, your sword on your hip is Chevy. You know, with me, God is with me, Chevy, a dummy. You know, and I'm with stupid. And so plainly, you know, you would think, well, dummy, that must be a Hebrew word, a big dummy. You know, and deaf and dumb, you know, deaf and cannot speak, silence, dumb. And if you look into dummy,
dumb,
you know, you're dumb. They're going to tell you it's from Middle English, a dumb. From the Old English, dumb, mute, unable to speak. And so what they're telling me here is there's no such thing as Hebrew. They're not acknowledging a Hebrew language that came before the English. There is no such thing as Hebrew. Hebrew is a made-up language of the astrologers, the Hebrew, the astrologers. They'll say before the Old English did it might have come from a Proto-West Germanic, a dumbass, dull, dumb. And they're going to say it comes from to whisk, smoke, darken, obscure, hidden. You know, unable to speak, lacking power of speech, deaf and dumb. So for thousands of years, at least 3,000 years, the Jesuits have been in cahoots with governments and religions to make us dumb. You know, you just sit there in silence because you're a big dummy. And everybody just said, oh, this guy's a big dumbass. There was no such thing as Jesuits 3,500 years ago. You're wrong. The Jesuits came before Jesus. Everybody thinks that the Jesuits were named after Jesus, but no, Jesus was named after the family of the Jesuits. Book of Numbers, 3,500 years ago, they'll tell us. The sons of Asher, according to their families of Imnah, the family of the Geminites, and Ishua, and to Ishua, to Jesus, from the family of the Jesuits. And that's where this word shall save you, that Jesus comes from the Messiah, or mus joke, you know, from us joke. And you see that come up again here beside the astrologers, and why us joke, you know, and save you, coming from the base word Yasha, which is just the ISO. And that's where the word Jesus comes from. Oh, Yahshua. Strong's word number 3467. And they plainly say how they're going to do it here. You know, the loss of children, the school, S-K-U-L, a school, the loss of children. You see that come up again here somewhere. You know, and not shall I know the loss of children. And nah, L-A is N-A, a nada. And not a school. They ain't learning nothing. They're making them stupid. If you want to know what all these different colors mean in this flag here, ask your third grade child. But don't ask them what they read in history class, because reading and history is both racist. And this is Zionism. It plainly explains in the Bible, Zionism. When you have just a couple people that are going to rule the world, and everybody else is just put here to pleasure them. I ain't no holy rolling Christian. I'm all with the L, G, B, and Q. And I don't even know what the other letters stand for, but I'm pretty sure it's all just one category of brain damage. Everybody has the right to be and think whatever they want to be, but nobody has the right to federal dollars to push their influence. And so I blame all this on the Christians. They've had their fingers in the ears doing the la-la dance for thousands of years now. They refuse to wake up. They're getting what they deserve. They're going to have a loss of the children because they refuse to wake up. Look what's in your face. When your Messiah comes, you're not even going to know what you're looking at, because they planted this image in your head of this Jesus on the cross. You're just not going to understand what a Messiah is. Messiah was George Carlin trying to wake you up. The Messiah is going to come and uncover your nakedness, and he's going to show you your shame. You're going to see just how stupid you've been. Nobody ever wants to admit that they were dumb, so they'll just sit in silence and go into the darkness of the butt kissed them. And so this is wrong here. As I go through the Bible, it doesn't update this, but this is over here in Isaiah 47. And so I love reading the Bible. My whole family is a bunch of holy rolling Christians, and I constantly trying to pull their head out their ass. And the more I read the Bible, the more I realize it's a book about me, and I was angry with my people, my homies. And, the people that should have been the greatest influence in my life become the most negative influence in my life. They tell me things like, well, just get a little job and get a little wife and do what the man says. And I've never been one to do what the man says. I want to know. And I realized this Hebrew is really difficult. It's the biggest, the greatest mountain I've ever climbed. It was huge when I started. I was at the bottom and it was really tall. And I'm still not at the top, but I know I'm higher than anybody else that's willing to talk. But if it's that difficult, look over there at the Greek and look what these words for the sorceries and enchantment and all this means. This short chapter is 15 lines, is called The Shame of Babylon. And it's surely where the Bible comes from. But anybody can see this is plain English here, In your sorcery and the strength is in the pharmacy. And the IA reads the U. U.S. And the pharmacy was of in the issue, the strength. Is, hey, give me some of them tans. Give me that strong stuff. In the pharmacy was of in the issue. Your sorcery in the strength. In the abundance of your sorcery. And in the poly of pharmacy was of. Much poly, much of pharmacy. Give me more drugs. Make me dumb. And I won't say nothing. I will just sit here in silence like a big dummy. So if there's any lawyers out there watching my channel, that want to start a class action lawsuit with the richest people in the world, I'll work with you and get you all the evidence I can. And we will take down the virgin daughter of Babylon and the daughter of, the Chaldeans, the Akistum, that's the astrologers. And we'll take out the Holy One of Israel, the fed us his rule. And the Lady of Kingdoms, this is the ancient word for the Queen of England, the GVRT, GVRD, the governed of milk, what? To milk means, to take taxes. And what is what you're taking taxes from? This is you, the kingdoms. What's getting milk? The milk what? MILKWT. The milk what? And the governor, and like the governor to milk what? That's the Queen of England. And know you showed them mercy on the elderly. You laid heavily your yoke very. Put the yoke on them. You were going to be in the hole for the rest of your life. You're always going to owe taxes. You have to be in the hole. That's the way it works. Keep everybody in the hole and don't give anybody any extra time to school their own children. Because an educated population cannot be governed. And I'm going to cut this off here, and I'm going to look at this and see if I might be able to get this whole 50 lines all in one movie. It seems like most of these words are pretty easy. You're going to understand most of them. Good day.